The only 10 groceries you should buy to stay healthy. During your retirement, picture yourself walking into the grocery store, comfortable, confident, and knowing that every single item you put in that cart is working for your body, protecting your heart, keeping your joints moving, and guarding your immune system. No confusion, no wasted money, no mystery products. Just 10 specific foods that the research says again and again are the most powerful things a retired adult can eat. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what those 10 groceries are, why each one matters specifically for your stage of life, how much to buy, how to use them, and this is the part most people miss: what to stop buying so that these 10 can actually do their job. Let me show you. My name is Alicia Davis, and I talk about money and health in retirement the way they actually connect in real life, not the way they look on paper. The food choices you make right now in retirement carry more financial and physical weight than at any other time in your life. I want to give you something practical you can use this week. Before we get to the list, here is something I want you to hold on to. The average American spends about $460 a month on groceries in retirement. A lot of that money goes to foods that are either working against your health or doing absolutely nothing for it. By reorganizing around these 10 items, most people I talk to cut that bill by $60 to $90 a month and get healthier at the same time. That is real money, and that is a real result. Let us get into it. Number 1 on the list is spinach. Not kale, not arugula. Spinach. Here is why spinach specifically earns the top spot for retirees. As we age, our risk of two things climbs sharply: bone loss and vision decline. Spinach is one of a small number of foods that works against both of those at once. It is loaded with vitamin K, which research has connected directly to bone density in older adults. It contains lutein and zeaxanthin, which multiple long-term studies have linked to a significantly reduced risk of macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 60. 1 cup of raw spinach costs you pennies. A bag of baby spinach at most grocery stores runs between $2 and $3 and lasts a week. You can throw it in eggs in the morning, blend it into a smoothie without tasting it, or put it under whatever protein you are having for dinner. It is the highest return on dollar vegetable you can buy in retirement, and it should be in your cart every single week without exception. Number 2 is eggs. I know eggs have had a complicated reputation over the years. Let me clear that up right now. The current scientific consensus, and I mean the major health organizations, not a single study, is that whole eggs are not a meaningful driver of cardiovascular risk in healthy older adults when eaten as part of a balanced diet. What eggs are is one of the most complete, affordable sources of protein available to you. In retirement, protein becomes more critical than most people realize. After 60, your body begins to lose muscle mass at a rate of roughly 3 to 5% per decade. That process is called sarcopenia, and it is one of the primary drivers of falls, weakness, and loss of independence in older adults. Protein is the main tool you have to slow it down. A dozen eggs at most stores costs between $2 and $4. That is 12 high-quality servings of protein for the price of a fast food meal. 2 eggs in the morning gives you 12 grams of protein before you have done anything else with your day. Buy eggs every week. Do not skip them. Number 3 is canned salmon. This one surprises people. Not fresh salmon, canned. Here's the thing about fresh salmon. It costs $10 to $15 a pound, and a lot of people simply will not cook it or cannot afford it every week. Canned salmon costs about $2 to $3 a can, has virtually the same nutritional profile, and requires zero cooking. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, are what makes salmon worth discussing at all. They have some of the strongest research backing of any nutrient when it comes to heart health, inflammation, and cognitive function in aging adults. The American Heart Association has recommended omega-3 consumption for decades. Canned salmon gives you a full serving of omega-3s in about 2 minutes. Mix it with a little olive oil and lemon. Put it over spinach. Eat it as a quick lunch. 2 cans a week is a powerful habit that costs you less than $5. Number 4 is blueberries. Fresh or frozen, both work equally well, and frozen is often cheaper. Here is what makes blueberries different from other fruits for people in retirement. They are among the highest antioxidant foods you can eat, and the specific compounds in them, called anthocyanins, have been linked in multiple human studies to improvements in memory and cognitive function in older adults. One study out of the University of Exeter, a large, well-conducted randomized trial, showed measurable improvements in memory performance in adults over 60 who consumed blueberry concentrate daily for 12 weeks. Your brain is the organ that determines the quality of everything else in your life. Blueberries are one of the few foods where the cognitive benefit research is specific, consistent, and applies directly to your age group. A cup a day in retirement is an investment in keeping your mind sharp. A bag of frozen blueberries at the grocery store runs about $4 to $6 and lasts 2 weeks. That is a bargain. Number 5 is sweet potatoes. If you are still eating white potatoes as your primary carbohydrate, this is a simple upgrade with a meaningful payoff. Sweet potatoes are one of the richest sources of beta-carotene of any food, and your body converts beta-carotene to vitamin A, which supports your immune system, your skin, and your eye health. They also have a lower glycemic index than white potatoes, which means they create a slower, more stable rise in blood sugar. That matters more in retirement because blood sugar regulation becomes harder as we age, and unstable blood sugar is associated with fatigue, mood swings, and increased diabetes risk. Sweet potatoes are also high in potassium, which supports healthy blood pressure. A 4-pound bag of sweet potatoes at most stores costs about $4 to $6. Bake a few on Sunday, and you have an easy filling side dish for 3 or 4 meals during the week. Number 6 is Greek yogurt. Not regular yogurt, Greek yogurt specifically, because the protein content is significantly higher. A single 7-ounce container of Greek yogurt has about 17 to 20 grams of protein. For context, that is almost as much protein as 3 eggs. As I mentioned with eggs, protein is one of the most important nutrients to prioritize in retirement. Greek yogurt also contains probiotics, which support gut health, and gut health in older adults is connected to immune function, inflammation levels, and even mood. Buy the plain full-fat version, not the flavored cups. The flavored versions are often loaded with added sugar, which works directly against many of the health benefits. Plain Greek yogurt with some blueberries on top is one of the most nutrient-dense breakfasts or snacks you can make. A large container runs about $5 to $6 and gives you several servings throughout the week. Number 7 is oats, rolled oats, the old-fashioned kind, not the flavored instant packets. Oats are one of the most well-researched foods for cholesterol management. They contain a specific type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, and the evidence for beta-glucan's ability to lower LDL cholesterol, the kind you want lower, is strong enough that the FDA allows oat products to carry a heart health claim. High cholesterol is one of the most common health concerns I hear from people in retirement. Oats are a genuine evidence-based tool in that conversation that costs you about $4 for a large container lasting a month. A bowl of oats in the morning gives you about 4 grams of beta-glucan. Studies suggest 3 to 4 grams per day can reduce LDL cholesterol by 5 to 10% over 6 weeks. That is not nothing. That is a real result from a real food that costs you pennies a day. Top them with your blueberries, and you have a breakfast that is doing multiple things for your health simultaneously. Number 8 is canned beans, specifically black beans, chickpeas, or lentils, whichever you prefer. Here is what beans do that almost nothing else on this list does. They give you protein and fiber in the same package at the lowest cost per serving of any food in the store. A can of black beans costs about $1 to $1.50 and contains about 15 grams of protein and 15 grams of fiber. Fiber is critically important in retirement for several reasons. It supports healthy digestion, it feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, it helps regulate blood sugar, and it is associated with reduced risk of colorectal cancer, a cancer whose risk increases with age. Most Americans eat about 15 grams of fiber a day. The recommended amount is 25 to 38 grams. Beans close that gap faster and more affordably than any other food. Add a can of black beans to a salad, a soup, a rice dish. They take 30 seconds to prepare. Put 2 cans in your cart every week. Number 9 is olive oil, extra virgin specifically. Olive oil is the fat that belongs in a retirement kitchen. The research on olive oil and cardiovascular health is among the most extensive in all of nutritional science. The PREDIMED study, a large, well-designed trial with over 7,000 participants, found that people at high cardiovascular risk who supplemented their diet with extra virgin olive oil had significantly lower rates of heart attack, stroke, and cardiovascular death compared to those on a low-fat diet. Olive oil is rich in oleocanthal, a compound with anti-inflammatory properties similar in mechanism to ibuprofen. Chronic inflammation is one of the root drivers of nearly every major disease of aging: heart disease, arthritis, cognitive decline. Olive oil does not need to be expensive to be effective. A standard bottle at the grocery store runs $5 to $8 and lasts several weeks when used for everyday cooking. Use it instead of butter for sautéing, drizzle it on your spinach, use it wherever you would reach for vegetable oil. Number 10 is bananas. I saved this one for last because it is the simplest, and sometimes the simplest things are the ones people overlook. Bananas are one of the best sources of potassium available, and potassium is one of the most important minerals for blood pressure management, something that becomes increasingly relevant as we get older. A diet consistently low in potassium is associated with higher blood pressure and greater cardiovascular risk. Bananas are also easy to eat, easy to digest, and require zero preparation. They are gentle on the stomach, which matters if you are taking medications that can cause digestive sensitivity. A bundle of bananas costs about $1 to $1.50 and gives you 5 or 6 servings. Eat one a day. It is the simplest, cheapest thing on this list, and it consistently earns its place. Now let me give you the number that ties this together. If you buy all 10 of these items, spinach, eggs, canned salmon, blueberries, sweet potatoes, Greek yogurt, oats, canned beans, olive oil, and bananas, at a typical grocery store this week, you will spend somewhere between $35 and $50. That is a full week of the most nutrient-dense, health-protective foods available to a retired adult. What this list does not include is just as important. The chips, the crackers, the flavored yogurts, the sugary cereals, the processed lunch meats, the sodas. Every dollar you redirect away from those and toward this list is doing double work. It is cutting your food bill and building your health at the same time. Here is what I want you to do this week. Print this list or save this video. Walk into your grocery store with exactly these 10 items in mind. That is it. Do not overthink it. Do not try to overhaul your entire diet at once. Just get these 10 things into your cart and see how 1 week of eating differently feels in your body. If this video helped you, please hit the like button and share it with someone in your life who is navigating retirement and trying to take care of themselves on a real budget. The people who need this information most are often the ones who are not looking for it yet. I will see you in the next video.